What the hell? Is there somebody in here? What? Game gets weird, man. I don't understand it, but it does. Sometimes it gets weird. This is my base. God damn. Lost track of my territory. Why am I on a different server? What the hell? Fuck me. way older than you. I had to get some damn food. That's the problem I'm having right now. But I want to get rabbits so that I get max stam, I believe it is. Yeah, max stam. I don't want damn deer. I gotta go over this way to get rabbits. Here, rabbit. I should work my way all the way to Myers, though. Because I gotta move over there anyway, so. go. I'm pretty sure we can get up here already, right? Yeah, we can get up here. I'm gonna go to Greywater. I'm gonna get some metal while the drill's still cooking. Steel is a good thing to have. So there's a couple people from Philly here. Somebody named himself Tasty Cake. Not sure if they're from Philly, but Shivna's from Philly, so definitely a female character though, without a doubt. I mean, the very fact that someone said when I said where you from and they said uptown, don't nobody in Philly say uptown. You say Germantown or G Town or whatever. Like I've never heard anyone say uptown. I mean, that might be something new that they're doing because they want it to sound fancy or whatnot. But I've never heard anybody say uptown. Like Philly is neighborhoods. You say uptown, that's not a neighborhood. That's just random shit. That's like random noise. Nobody knows what you're talking about when you say that. But if you say Germantown, I know exactly what you're talking about. If you say West Philly or North Philly or Kensington or Port Richmond, Harrogate, any of that stuff, I know what you're talking. Nicetown, I know what you're talking about. When you say Uptown, I'm like, what? Uptown? It's Germantown. Like, again, it must be something new that people are doing. Maybe they're not proud of where they come from anymore, so like they try and make it sound fancy. But I don't know. I just find it really funny when someone. That's why I said to her, I was like, "Uptown? Who says Uptown in Philly? Like, I never heard someone say Uptown. I mean, in New York, people will say Uptown because they think it sounds cool, but you know, in Philly, it's an entire system of neighborhoods. So like Uptown's not a neighborhood. Oh shit, you jerk. Beat it. Beat it. You're not doing nothing. Anyway, I find it amusing when people try to change stuff. Like, and you don't even know the word John. John is a specific Philly word. Like, and then the one guy like Zan says something about vernacular, right? No. Philly has a certain way of talking. You could tell when people are from Philly. Really, like you could tell people from Boston. You could tell people from New York. You could tell East Coast people in general, and you could tell people from the South. There is a distinct way of talking for the environment that you come from. And like that's why I jumped like, dude, you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, what are you even saying? I mean, apparently you're not from America to begin with, because you don't get that little bit of, you know, yeah, this is how we talk here. Like, there's different dialects, right? We don't all talk the same. And yeah, you can move to some place and speak however you want to, but like that don't matter. Like none of that matters. Whether you move. I don't know. I just don't get it sometimes when people try to interject in a conversation that they know nothing about. I get it. It's online and all that other shit. But if you don't, and maybe you're curious, right? So you want to know something, but you can't make a statement of fact when it's not. Like he tried to make a statement of fact. Like no, it's not that way. Like you just no. Yes, you can talk any way you want to wherever you're from, right? You can talk however you want to, but you're going to get ridiculed in some areas if you talk a different way than they talk. It's just natural. People are going to be like, "What the hell do you think you are?" Right? You think you're fancy. You think you're this. You think you're that. Whatever it is, whatever the conversation turns to. But yeah, there's like you can't even have a conversation in Philly with a lot of people that are born in Philly. Not the transplants that have been coming in the last 10 years, but people from Philly. You can't have a conversation with people from Philly without using the word joint. And join means everything. It's like an adjective, a verb, a noun, a pronoun, everything. Like you can have an entire conversation with almost solely the word join, and people will know what you're talking about, right? It's just funny, like when someone tells me something about my city that I was born and raised in, my city that I grew up in, my city that I resided in all my life, except for when I was in the service, and you're gonna tell me how my city is. Like you can't tell me how my city is. One, if you say things like uptown or any of that kind of stuff to me, I'm gonna like be shaking my head anyway, because I'm already gonna think you're bougie. I'm already gonna think you're trying to be high class, right? So I'm gonna shake my head to begin with. Like you don't have to project yourself as something that you're not. If you're born in Germantown, you're not bougie, right? You're not high society. You're not high class. You're never going to be. So let it go. Just be happy that you know you can get away with it with your friends or whatnot. But you're not getting away with it with me. I'm gonna check you on it real quick because I'm gonna be like, where do you think you live? You live in Germantown. Ain't nothing bougie about Germantown. Ain't no high class Germantown. Like we all come from the city. The city is all the same. I mean, there are worse neighborhoods than other neighborhoods, but I mean, there ain't no exceptional neighborhoods in Philly that you can point to be like, oh, look, low crime, no drugs. Everybody's outside being respectful and having a good time. Nope, 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 not gonna happen. Every neighborhood got its problems. Every neighborhood. Neighborhoods like the Northeast, where you used to think it was like all white neighborhood, where you think you could go move and you would never get robbed. You could leave your doors open. There was a time for that in Philadelphia, period, no matter what neighborhood you came from. But nowadays, you don't leave your door open, especially in the Northeast, because the Northeast is a hot spot for crime now. While the inner city, that was all like run down and all that other shit, is all being built up. Philadelphia has been for the past 15 years building up the inner city of Philadelphia with homes that are running like $1 million. Some of them, like $1 million home. It's a row home in Philadelphia, $1 million. But if you go inside the house, yeah, it's $1 million home. Ain't no doubt about it. Yeah. But I hate when people try to tell me about my city. Like, don't tell me about my city. I don't even care if you were born there and you live there right now, because that's been my neighborhood in my city for a lot longer than most people. So you can't tell me about my city. You can't tell me about the streets of Philly. You can't tell me about none of that. I've been involved in all that bullshit. I chose to pull away from all the bad shit that it had to offer and start focusing on the good shit. Especially when I got my union job, that's when I really changed my life around, right? Because when I got out of the service, I was still a knucklehead. I still got in trouble. I still, did stupid shit. Because I went right back to the neighborhood that was bringing all that trouble to begin with. So for a couple years, I was into the bullshit, and I'm not going to discuss exactly what I was into, but I was into the shit that most people think about, when they talk about people doing shit on the streets.
and it was a nowhere. It was quick money. Let me explain that. It's real quick money. Hey, how you doing? It's real quick money and all that other stuff. Arlux, I'm sorry. How you doing? It's real quick money and all that shit, but it's not worth. It's not long term money. It's really short term money. So you can get money real quick, living that lifestyle, but eventually that money will dry up because something will happen. Either the neighborhood changes and shit gets hot, too hot for you, or a rival puts you in the dirt, or you wind up going to jail for the rest of your life. I didn't want any of that shit, right? I wasn't worried about it when I was doing it. I didn't even think about it. But when I got my union job, that shit changed because I wanted to maintain that job paid good money and it was steady money and it's long money, right? That shit will last you for the rest of your life if you do right by it. If you do right by your job and everything else. So union money, I wasn't willing to lose that. I mean, literally, like I go out when I was doing the stupid shit and buy whatever I wanted to for like immediate gratification. But the union money, after I paid all my bills for the month, everything, and I paid all my bills, I had a mortgage, everything. After I paid all my bills for the month, I still had 600 clear that I could spend on anything that I wanted to. Anything. And that might not seem a lot to some people, but that was weekly, right? So I had $2,400 a month that I could just toss wherever I wanted to. After all my bills were paid, everything was paid. Food, car, electric, gas, water, mortgage, fucking trash collection, whatever it was. We had city collection. We didn't pay trash collection, but didn't. I just threw it in there anyway. But anyway, whatever it was, we needed. I could just go out then if we needed new furniture. I could just go right to the furniture store, slap that 600 on a new set, and then come back the next week and pay for it, like outright. Because then all that extra. Matter of fact, I had way more than $2,400 a month because I had 600 a week, but my mortgage was paid off almost my first paycheck of the month. Like that's how much money I made, and I could pay everything off right from that almost. So the little bit of money that had to come in on my second, but the third and fourth paycheck, that was just free money basically at that point, you know. So I never had an issue with money once I got into the union. That's why I am very proud of unions, and I tell people you should definitely get a union in your company. You know, unions can be crooked too. Don't get it twisted, but they are far less crooked than the people that you deal with, as far as like management and the owners of the company. They're far less crooked than that because all they see is profit, and in unions, all they see is equality for the worker, right? You wouldn't have a 40-hour work week. It's true. Uh, Kamala Harris said this. You wouldn't have a 40-hour work week. She said it, but I'm backing it up and supporting it. And I've been in the union a lot longer than she even, than she knows about. But you wouldn't have a 40-hour work week. You wouldn't have paid sick leave. You wouldn't have none of that shit if there wasn't a union, because they're the ones who pushed all that. They're the ones who got all that. They're the ones who forced all that on the employers, right? Because the employers used to work you well over 40 hours back in the day until the union stepped up and said, no, we're not doing that no more. Your vacation time, your sick time, your health benefits, all that shit comes from unions. No company wants to offer that up on their own. I mean, if you were a business owner, would you rather pay the person the least amount of money and get the most productivity out of them, or the most amount of money and get the least productivity out of them? No, you're going to pay. You're going to pay what he's willing to accept, right? So you're going to feel him out. You're going to offer him it. And then a lot of people who are actually looking for a job, they settle for that low pay because they just want a job and they're tired of the grind of looking for the job, So they settle. But if you get into a union, you ain't got to settle. You get paid what you're worth. You get paid what the job is worth. And everybody gets paid the same. Nah, bro, I don't buy views. I'm sorry. I mean, wrong channel, to be honest with you. I don't buy views for on any platform that I stream to. So if I can't get people to come in and view my stream, then I'm not worthy of it anyway. Why buy it, right? I don't. If you have to buy views, you're not worthy to be streaming anyway. That's the truth. Because eventually something's going to click. Eventually something's going to hit. You know, if you got a good personality, or you can provide decent content, or you're talking about shit that people want to hear, somebody's going to gravitate towards that anyway, and that word of mouth is going to spread. You don't need to buy views in order to do that. I get it. You're on your hustle and you're grinding on. I appreciate that. I really do. But I'm not that dude. So like you're wasting your breath on here, just trying to get me to buy views because I'm not going to do it. One, I don't care about the streaming too much. In order to literally, I don't care about the streaming. If the streaming stops tomorrow, I'm good with that because I'm still playing my game. So I'm not trying to build up a following. If a following happens, you know, blessings to me and blessings to the people that follow me. But if it doesn't, I'm not sweating that. I'm not chasing that dream because I make my money another way. I don't need YouTube for that. I don't need Kick for that. I don't need Trovo for that. I don't need none of the platforms that I stream to for that money. That money comes, again, it's a blessing. But if you're chasing that money, look at all the streamers out there. Chasing that money doesn't always work. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to chase that. So, you know, I appreciate you. I really do for coming in and checking in. But, you know, I'm not buying views, bro. I just can't do that. It's not within me to one, I don't like lying to people. It doesn't matter who it is. I really don't like lying to anybody. I try to tell the truth whenever asked. And that just seems like a lying way of doing business, you know? Like, nah, that's not me. I ain't gonna lie about my stream, bro. I got some viewers that come and check me out. They don't really stay long. I'm abrasive and I have a point of view that some people might not like. So they, you know, they come in, they tap in, and then they leave. But other than that, you know, I'm okay with that though. You know, I know my faults in streaming. I like to curse. I'm very strongly opinionated about certain things. I mean, you're not gonna hear me stress for no politics on the channel because I don't do that. I used to, but I ain't doing it no more. I found that the loss of anytime you stress politics with people, you can lose really valuable friends and family over that shit, right? Based on how strong your views are. And I'm not going to tell you which way I swing to the left or to the right, okay? I'm a centrist for the most part. I can tell you that. I vote on what's good for me and the people around me. I don't vote on popularity or policy issues that don't agree with mine. I vote, you know, I could vote a whole ticket and it'd be mixed up with Democrats, Republicans, Independents. I don't give a shit. If your policies are good for the country and the people, then I'm all for them. If your policies are shit, then I'm not voting for them. And it doesn't matter whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. So, anyway, the point I was trying to make is that I got into that shit before with people, and I lost friends and family over it, and it's not worth it. So I avoid that in my streams. I avoid a lot of the subjects that get people upset, or where viewpoints are so far apart that no matter what side of the field you're on, you're going to be viewed by somebody within either side as a piece of shit, excuse my language, or a joke, or a sissy, or a punk, or whatever it is that people want to talk about. So I avoid a lot of that stuff. But the point I'm trying to make is I don't really care about my fucking streaming. It's not my life. I do it because I enjoy gaming. And I want to try and help people if I learn the game and they come in the channel and they see how I play or they want to ask questions. That's how I do my business. But it's never for a dime. I don't ask for shit in my streams. I don't even ask for follows in my stream. I just thank people when they do it. Because they're taking the time out of the day to pop in and say what's up. And of course I'm going to thank them for it. You know what I mean? Especially if they follow. I appreciate it. I really do. I genuinely do. But I'm not begging for it. And I'm not making content for it. I'm just playing a game. There's no scripting with me. There's no, oh, I got to do this in order to get views. Because if that was the case, my YouTube video on my build has over 40,000 views. I would have just made another build video and continued down that process of making build videos and getting views and views and views and views. But I didn't. And part of the reason is because I don't want to be doing build videos all the time. I want to play the fucking game. I just want to play the game. I just want to have fun, you know. And I want people who enjoy the game as much as I do. You know? So I do my best to try and help people out when I can. But I also snap on people who are trying to like shit on a game that I like. Don't shit on the game. You don't like it, that's fine. But don't come in my channel. You know I'm playing the game and try and shit on it, because you're going to have a hard time in my channel. Because I'm not one to walk away from that. I will let you know real quick how I feel about you. Look, this is the dumb shit that I do, all right? Let me point this out, because this is some real stupid shit. I was just in there, right at the teleporter, and guess what I didn't grab? The teleporter. Yeah. Big dummy stuff. It ain't big brain shit. That's big stupid shit. Oh, and I am not afraid to snap on myself when I do something stupid, because I hate doing stupid shit. But I'll be the first one to be like, oh, yeah, that was fucking dumb. There we go. But I get this all the time. People coming in the stream trying to get me to buy views or want me to see their work. You know, add me on Discord. I'm not adding nobody on Discord. I'm letting everybody know that right now. If you, I don't care who it is, you don't get added on my Discord unless I know you. Like, we're not having that conversation. If you're in game, I'll do that. But if you're in my chat, nah, we're not having that conversation. I don't know who you are. I don't want to be your buddy on Discord. Who knows if you don't try and make me click on the link and steal my token from my Discord, and then I lose my username and all that other bullshit. Like, come on. One, I think it's weird anyway that someone just comes in your chat and asks for your Discord info. Like, what? Who are you? Are you even playing the game? Don't get me wrong. I do appreciate people coming in and trying to sell me shit, right? I do like the hustle. It's a grind, right? So I respect it. I do. People trying to make money. But I also know that there's people out there that use that to take advantage of people. And I'm just not that dude. Like, I don't fall for that. I don't even click on links in my email, whether I know where they come from or not. I always just go to my websites. You know, if my bank tells me they got a message for me, I'm not clicking on that link. I go to the bank. I go to the bank's website. And I go through the messaging system on there. If there's no message on there, I know the message that they sent me is not a legit message. You know? So that's why I tell people all the time. And I've been online for a long, long time. And I've never been caught up in no scams, no hacks, none of that shit. Because I stay away from all that stupid stuff that'll cause that problem. While other people just like delve into it. Like my nephew, swear to God, he has lost his Discord name 8 times already from people taking his token and then taking his account. And I keep telling him the same thing. Like, why do you keep clicking on these links that they send you? And he's like, well, you know, I was in a... Dude, you're delving in the area where people are slimy to begin with. Like, you're hanging around. You're literally in Discord servers where you know people are slimy and they're doing crooked shit. And you're trying to learn that crooked shit, right? So, don't you think you're going to get scammed yourself or hacked yourself, like that's what's going to happen. And he's like, I tried. No, you don't. 8 times you've lost your username. 8 times you've lost your. 8 times you lost your account. And I could tell him. So he's blue. I could talk to him blue in the face about what he shouldn't be doing, and he winds up going back and doing it anyway. So I don't even help him no more when he loses his shit. I don't even try and help him anymore. Man. He's got to figure it out on his own. If you want to keep dabbling around those types of people, and you want to dip your toes in that type of water, well then, if something comes up to bite you, and I told you not to do that, what am I supposed to do at that point then? So, like, I'm real careful about who I mess with, and I know streaming, you can get a different type of person on your stream. Somebody who just trying to social engineer your bullshit and all that stuff. I don't care if you social engineer it. I don't care if you find out who I am. Look me up. You're going to see I'm exactly the person that I portray online in real life. Same dude. Ain't no difference. You get what you get with me. I don't try to play a persona or a character or, I mean, I am playing a character in the video game, but I don't try to present myself as a character in the game. You get what you get with me. You don't like it, you don't watch. You like it, you watch. Most of the time, I'm giving as much knowledge as I can while I'm streaming. When I do start like rambling on, I try to give as much knowledge out there as I can, so that people get something out of it. And if anybody has questions about the game or stuff like that, I know a lot about the game because I've been playing it since the first beta. But shit, get away from me, man, will you? Go on about your business. I ain't bothering you. Got a level 1 gun. Yeah, all right, cool. Here they go. Come on. Where the other two at? Come on. Anyway. So what I thought was when you switch seasons, so I'm over on the other server now. What I thought happened when you switch season is we actually went into a new season. And we don't actually go into a new season. What we go into is like a game plus. You ever play like the games that allow you to save your progress and then go into the plus version of the game where you keep everything? That's what this reminds me of. That's all it is. It's a game plus mode. It has a plus mode. So I'm in plus mode right now. So that's why the title says, not as impressed as I thought I was going to be, because I'm doing the same thing that I was doing. I was changing and switching and making so many characters because I was just bored at the end of like phase 4. Between phase 4 and phase 6, this game loses a lot of players, right, between those phases. When the new phase comes out, when phase 5 comes out, you get an influx of players again to do whatever new questing is there or whatever new boss pops up. But in between 4 and 6, there's a lot of people logging offline and not coming on until the game, goes into the new phase because they're bored. Most of them are the guys who rush through story content and don't do all the other shit, because there's a ton of shit to do in this game. You could stretch it out with no problem to last a full 6 weeks, but some people want to rush out all the content. Or if you're like me, who enjoy the game so much that you're on a lot, you can get through content, quicker than other people. But casuals and even people who spend minimal hours of time in the game, there's a full 6 weeks worth of work here. There's no reason for you to rush the storyline at all, because even after phase 6, there's a 4-week waiting period before the server shuts down. You still have 4 weeks after that in which to get everything done. Now, they did talk, and I was talking to somebody on YouTube yesterday about how at some point, whether you're new or not, it's not going to be a noob server. You're going to be on a server same as everybody else. And if you're a new player, you may have some difficulty because you're not on the novice server. You'll go on the normal server, or you go on a hard server, right? and you may have some trouble in the game, like because you're new. But eventually, everything will even out, and you'll be able to do everything like everybody else does. Because there's no sustainability in them continually to bring up new server after new server after new server after new server. I mean, you can't have that much money, man. To have, to bring out a new server every other day and maintain it. Eventually, you're going to be digging into your profit margin. And NetEase ain't going to like that because they want their money back from the developers. They want their profit back. At least their investment, but they want to see profit too. Publishers don't publish in developers' games because they want to lose money. They publish because they want to make money. So the company's got to make its money. It ain't gonna make its money if it keeps giving out these servers. I mean, the game is free. It's making its money on cosmetics. So there's that part of the gaming industry, and it is doing good with the cosmetics. I mean, it's still ranked number. Well, it's in the top 10 of sales, which is really good on Steam, which is really good for a free game. At least it was in the top 10. It might have dropped now because we're in between, like battle passes and stuff like that. The next battle pass is going to earn this company a lot of money. People are going to buy it. The loot crate thing, I really wish they would get away from that because that's a bad business model anyway. People will spend money on it just because, but the majority of people in North America and even the European countries, like loot crates, you might make a little bit off of it because, you got to spend $300 just to get the items from it. But just sell it. You got like that motorcycle skin. If you would have sold that motorcycle skin for $20, $19.99, or even $29.99, people would have bought that shit. A lot more people would have bought that shit than having to spend $300 in a chance to get it. So I really hope they get away from that. I really, really do. They need to. It's not good for a company. It's just not. We're not the Asian market where they love loot crates. This is not that type of world. We don't even play games the same. Everyone plays that. There's two different types of play styles. So even from Europeans, we play differently from Europeans, North Americans too. So we don't got, you're doing it here because we ain't got no laws blocking that shit. What we do have here, though, as most countries know, is people who are addicted to things. So when you do that loot crate shit, it's gambling, and people will spend their rent money on that, and then still play the game, and then wonder why they can't pay their rent. People actually do that shit here. Personal responsibility, yeah, I get it. But someone has an addictive personality, which all of us actually do. But I mean, they're like prone to like gambling to see if they, they like to catch a shiny out of a box or pull a fucking slot machine to get their money. They're going to get in this and spend too much money. Then the next thing that's going to happen is you're going to have the developers make a disclaimer regarding the loot box purchases. And gambling should not be. Try and call this number. Like, come on, man. That's an afterthought. And most companies do that as an afterthought. They get people addicted. Then they put out if you're addicted to this shit, dial this number. What? You knew they were going to be addicted. You did trials. You know how loot boxes are for people. You're going to get addicted to them. Let it go. That's my only negative comment about the game, to be honest with you. It really is the only one that I have that's major. All the other shit is minor. All the other shit can be overlooked. All the other stuff doesn't cause as much problems as the loot box situation will cause for people and their families. So, maybe think about that a little bit more. I know they need to get their money. NetEase want their money back, but I mean, it's not what you're doing. It's how you're doing it. It's a slimy, shiesty way of doing it. Just put it out. You said all cosmetics, so just put out all cosmetics. Stop with the loot shit. Maybe the kid who's got $30 he got for his birthday can't afford to spend 300 trying to get the motorcycle skin, but he could afford the 30, right? Don't you want him to at least participate? I don't know. I just think it's a shiesty way to do business, and it's not the developers promise they wouldn't do certain things, but that is definitely a mechanic that doesn't fit that mentality that you said. I had a bad feeling you were going to bring loot crates out. I said it in my past fucking streams. Anybody and their mother can watch them. When everybody was saying, no, I was like, yeah. Loot crates are going to be a thing. Because the gacha system is set up in this game for that. If no one saw that coming, sorry to say, but you're a fucking idiot. Because some things are just right there in front of you. And if you're too blind to see them, I don't know what else to say. But that loot system, and this game is set up for a pay-to-win model, which may never happen here in North America, but will happen somewhere else. And we'll say that right now. So when it happens, come back to this and be like, bam, you're right. Now, the North American publishers of this game, they don't want that. They've made it clear that they don't want that. But, come on. I mean, money, money corrupts people, man. You see enough of it, what you gonna do? Developers had over 13 million pre-registrations for this game. 13 million. And that was just for the third beta. So you tell me that ain't money. Cosmetics, they're going to make the money. Going to make the money. But the lure of money is too strong, especially for companies who made investments. I don't trust NetEase at all. I'll say that clear as day. I don't care what they say about me talking about them too, because you don't matter to me, really, at all. But they want, they're a company. They're in it for the profit. They're not going to want to not make money off of it. And if the cosmetics start to die down and the company's not making enough money to satisfy NetEase's profit margins that they want from the game, then NetEase is going to push the developer to do something that the developer may not want to do. And because the development company, when designing this game, had a love for the game to begin with, and you can see that in every single aspect of the game that reminds you of another game. They knew that they loved those things about those games too, so they incorporated them. They also knew that they would work on people and that people would want to play their game. Smart business, right? But they're going to be forced to do something that they said they didn't want to do. And when that happens, what happens then? And poor developers get sucked into this, man. They ain't got no choice. What are they going to say, no? You're going to say no and then NetEase drops you, and then what do? You go to another developer, but literally, what do you think that publisher's going to do? Publishers don't do what they do not to get their money back. That's the whole purpose of them being a publishing agent. They handle all the advertising for the entire game. That's what they do. They handle it all. So they want their money back. They want to see a profit. You can't blame them for that. I don't hate them for that, but I just know that publishers can be shiesty and force developers to do things that they said they weren't going to do. And then once that happens, the bad thing for developers is they have a love for a game, so they develop the game and they're really into the game, and then they're forced to do some slimy shit that they didn't want to do, and they said they didn't want to do it, right? But they're pushed into it. Now the developers start to look at the game as something that isn't theirs anymore, something that's not worth saving. That's not fair. No, not fair at all. But that's what happens in the gaming industry all the time to development companies. They get gobbled up. They get told, oh, this is what we want you to do. This is how we want you to do it. How many games have failed over the past 5 years alone? Because they've come out and their business model is predatory. This game comes out with a non-predatory business model, right? But when they introduced those crates, that was when that's a predatory model. And there's no other way you could say it. It is absolutely 100% predatory. They know that people have addictions. They're playing off those addictions with the loot crates. It's exactly what's happening. Just put them out on cosmetics and you ain't got no problem. Do what Guild Wars 2 did. That company's been around for over 10 years. Or that game's been around for over 10 years because they put out cosmetics and people buy them. They ain't putting out these loot crates and shit like that. I think they tried that once and the community just lost it. Stop trying to do things here, especially in North America and even Europe, that you do in the Asian servers and the that entire market, Southeast Asia and all that shit. You are a bunch of fucking predators over there that do that shit. Look at MapleStory, prime example of a predatory company that rip their users off consistently. Yeah? It's like these predatory practices over there, and that money's the only thing that matters. It's not. Money ain't the only thing that matters. It's a big part. Again, better show me my return, but it's not the only thing that matters, man. So, there's that. Now let's talk about the small shit about the game. This right here. The inability to, I don't know, even give us new quests when we change the server. It's just sad. I'm doing the same shit I was doing on the other servers. I don't even know why I made all those characters like I did. I wish I would have just stuck it out, waited, and then switched over to the new server and saw that it offered nothing new, really, except for some game mechanics that are upgraded. And it really is only shadow coding, right? So you add those boxes that chase you around. You got to use different types of weapons to break their shield. That is so minor in this game. It is not a major thing in this game at all. Because you can override it in your override, right? In your cradle. So it's not a major thing at all. Very minor. Very minor improvement to the game. Or a mechanic that you introduced that you thought was going to be useful. And then other than that, what else is in here? So I'm really looking forward. And don't get it twisted. I love you guys who made the game. I absolutely do. And I recommend this game to anybody. But there is a level of boredom to the game and a level of complacency and monotony and all that other stuff that comes with the game. And if you can't handle that, I would not suggest playing the game. Or at least not complaining about the game. Right? Because if you come into the game, don't complain about it at that point. And I'm not complaining. All I'm saying is these are mechanics that need to be improved. That's not a complaint. That's an observation. And it's criticism. There's a difference. I'm not sitting here without solutions. I give you the solutions to it. All you had to do was add more quests. That's it. Different quests that are not on the main servers when you first join the game. Different quests. Could have done that. I know you only had a month and a half between the beta and the actual release of the game. So you were really trying to get a lot of content in there, and you did. You had new quests and new storylines, and well, not new storylines, but new quests. And you did have new storylines, like you changed the voice acting up a little bit. You changed the direction in which the story was moving and other things. But you needed to then, from that point to this point, right, when the first servers went into the new, not season, I can't even say season because it's not, when they went into the new servers from the old season into a remade version of the season, you should have put in more quests. You should have done some more things, new items, new this, new that, just something else to spice it up so it's worth people going back in and doing the same thing. Just having people be able to make their guns and all this stuff was fine. But you did in CBT3 have 100,000 as the currency to transfer items over and then lower it down to 20,000, right? 20,000 gets you one gun and one piece of armor. People spent time calibrating their weapons, spent time hunting for their mods, spent time doing all this. It's already on those pieces of armor. They may not be able to wear them until level 40, but you should have at least given them enough currency to transfer that armor over so they don't have to redo it all. They've done it. So what you're effectively doing, and they may not get the same pulls. They might not get the same RNG, and they might be miserable in the game after that because they didn't get the same shit. What you effectively did is didn't give them an opportunity at all. You just took it away from them. And yeah, I can make the armor again, and I can try and go find the mods again, and I can try and build my character even better this time. But it's all. But you guys are big on RNG, so it's all based off the RNG gods. If it's all based off the RNG gods, I may not get it. I mean, look at this. I don't want this shit. It's Yosemite Bench, okay. Gravel log on a go, okay. Super Refinery, I wouldn't have picked it if there was something better, but I did, and it's okay. Stardust Water Pump, absolutely garbage. The worst fucking thing in the game. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody can sit there and go, oh, no, it's great. No, it's not. It uses the most resources, and you have to beg, rob, and steal for those resources at end game because people get lazy. And they don't want to go out and farm no more because they've already done it. Who wants to go back to the low-level areas that they've already done all of them and redo all of them just to get some of the materials you need for this? Nobody wants to do that. That's not a good incentive. This is garbage. Get rid of it. It's garbage. The one that you make out of... Stardust and not Stardust. What is it? Fuel and acid, maybe I think it is. I don't know. The one you make in a furnace. That's way better than this. Way better than this. Because you get to keep most of your resources. The only thing you're short on is maybe gas. It's gas and Stardust ore. Gas is hard to get, but if you got a super refinery and you're running them all the time and, you know, this and that, you can get the gas you need. You can't make rubber. You have to go out and farm for it. People don't want to leave their base. This is passive. Now you're asking people to sit. I know what you're trying to do, but it's not going to work. It doesn't work. The people just, I mean, literally, I just joined the server. It's in phase 1, and people were already saying they don't want to go out and farm. What? Phase 1. You got to go out and farm. But, nope, they don't want to go out and farm. They don't want to go out and farm because they're bored already. You know why? Because they rushed the storyline. They didn't do everything. I mean, people are just fucking weird, bro. It's weird. At some point, that's what I'm saying. Complacency sets in, and then it becomes monotonous and tedious. That is always, it's always at the end of a phase where you're going to lose a couple people because they rushed and are bored, right? But between week 4 and week 6, server populations plummet. Prime wars become unbearable to do because there's not enough people doing them. I'm waiting to see what happens with this server, if it changes, because there's a lot of people who already played and you know, transferred to the new server with all their stuff. I'm waiting to see. And I'm hoping that those spikes kind of level out. And the population, you know, tends to level out. But if not, there's your problem. And if you're not understanding that as a developer, that you really have to do something between week 4 and week 6 to capture the attention spans of people again, then there's something really wrong. You're not getting it, and you need to change it. And no one's going to tell me otherwise in the game. Nobody, because I've been playing since the first beta. No one's going to tell me that doesn't happen. I've seen it. Well, the first beta sucked, so you don't see it in that. But in the second beta, you did. In the third beta, you absolutely did. And then your little demo, people didn't even want to play the demo that was on Steam. A lot of people didn't play it that were playing the betas because it was just the same shit, and it was only the first area, and nobody cared about that. I played a day of that and then never played it again. So I didn't play that. I played one day. I did play it, but I only played one day. I got to like level 15 and I was like, nah, I'm not doing this all over again. And then when it came out, I got into it again. But I saw the same problem on my first server. This character was on the first server. I saw the same problem on the first server. We got around week 4, all of a sudden, nobody wanted to go out and farm. No, everybody was just trying to do deals back and forth the whole entire game, which is fine. That's fine. If that's how you want to play, that's fine. But what I'm saying is, numbers started to drop. People would log off, then log on later, and then log off, and all that other stuff. There was no steady stream of people. Prime Wars were shit because nobody was doing the Prime Wars. Or you had like 5 people dedicated to it, and then everybody else just like, yeah. So Prime Wars were boring and they were uneventful. It just became a grind at that point, and a very monotonous, tedious grind, and nobody wanted to do it. I stayed because I wanted to look for decor and stuff like that. Like I am a decor whore. Like I'm a cosmetics junkie. You want an addiction? Cosmetics are my addiction. Not loot crates, cosmetics. If I'm not getting something for the money that I'm spending, I'm not spending it. I used currency that I have, like right now, I have Christian that I can use, like 900 or something like that, I think. Yeah, 900. But guess what I'm not buying? Those fucking loot crates. I may take that Christigen and buy the loot crates just because it's there and I have nothing else to buy, right? But I will not take cash and buy specifically for the loot crates. It's not going to happen. All that Christigen that you see is from me buying extra Christigen for my outfits and everything, for all my stuff that I have. You know? I mean, I drop money on this. I log my other character, show you guys my other character. I have literally every single one of these territory packages. Every one. All of them. My other character has all 3 of these, and I have all of these. The decoration packs. Bam. The family cosmetics. My other character has all this, and I have all this. There's nothing in the territory that I didn't buy. And then when you get into cosmetics, here it is. I have that, and that. That's ugly, that's ugly, that's ugly, that's ugly, that's really ugly, that's 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 ugly. That is totally ugly. Like, this is, I don't even know what you did, man. You just made him a gimp and shit. This is weird. This is just weird. He's like one of the village people right now. I'm waiting for him to sing Macho Man or fucking YMCA. We're in the Navy. And the sad thing about that is I was in the Navy, so that song really pisses me off every time they sing it. Anyway, regardless. You know, I mean, come on. Nobody's... Who? I know you're not selling this like crazy. I know you're not. You might have sold some of it, but I know you're not selling it. Now, when you switch to the female, okay. This right here, fucking weird. This looks good because you know why it looks good? Because look at the male one. And then look at the female one. Oh, there's some midriff. There's some curve to the person. So it does. Female characters just look better in all the armors in Asian games. In any type of game that's from over there. They always look better. Look at the guy's costume. Then look at the girl's costume. Same here. Guy. Ugh. Girl. Okay. She got curves. Even this. Like, this is an ugly costume. I don't know what the hell you're doing. What are they? A painting cowboy? What the fuck is this shit? Yeah. Like, meet me at high noon. At the art center. We're going head to head with painting. What? Who thought? Which one of your guys that invented this, that was doing these costumes, thought this was something that we were going to appreciate? We really don't. Like, this looks cool when you're looking at the small little picture. He kind of looks like he's got the... But then if you go over to him, what? What just happened between here and here? This don't even look the same. This looks sort of cool. This He's an art student that wears a cowboy hat. This? What? Where? I don't know. I've never seen anybody wear this. Maybe Puff Daddy, you know, back in the 90s, early 90s. Shiny suits and shit. Female? Looks somewhat decent. I mean, this just doesn't even look good on the female, I gotta tell you. But at least there's curves to them. You got something, you know. This right here, what is this shit? This is just weird. Even on the female, this is just fucking weird. This? 1950s? Maybe the early 70s, yeah. Maybe the early 70s, you know. But you would have bigger lapels and shit like that, right? Nope. Not doing it. I mean, maybe, but you wouldn't see green socks. Like, I don't know anybody that would wear green socks, you know, and then black and white sneakers. Like, nah, that's too color coordinated. Like, nobody does that. At least not that I know of. And if you do, you're fucking weird to begin with. That's just my opinion now. I mean, everyone's got their own style, but the female, it looks bad on the female too, though. So this looks good on the female, right? Again, because you got midriff, you got she's curvy, right? So there's a little sexual appeal to it. So that's why. But then you get this. This don't look too bad on the dude. Yeah, looks a little bit more realistic. But it does. Everything looks better. This looks good on the dude. It don't look so good on the female. It does look better on the guy because it gives you that Peaky Blinders vibe, I guess. But this right here, this specifically, no, yeah, this is not a good thing, right? And then on the female, look how stringy her hair looks. That looks trashy. Like, seriously, some people might find this cute, but this is not cute at all. This is not attractive. This looks like a girl who needs to, you know, get some chemicals and start getting that hair a little bit healthy. Like, she's got some issues, man. Maybe diabetes or something. She's fucking ruining herself in life. But you need to take this fucking hat and change that. Like, this is just corny looking. I don't care who you are. You might think this looks okay. If you think this looks okay and the hair looks like the stringy ass hair like that, like, then something's wrong with you. Like, I don't care who you are. I have never seen an Asian lady in my life fucking have bad hair like this. Asians have beautiful hair, right? So I don't know what you were thinking when you did this, but the outfit's not bad. I mean, it's okay, you know. What on the guy though? Yeah, come on. The hair again. Like, this just looks weird. I don't care whether you want to wear a pink jacket. That's fine. Pink don't make you effeminate or whatever you want to think about pink. It doesn't make you feel a certain type of way. Plus, there's black in it too. So how you gonna say that anyway, right? Pink can be a very masculine color depending on who's wearing it, right? We tend to think in terms of pink and blue as male and female because that's, you know, when they have birthing parties or whatever that shit is, they always do blue pink. But anyway, color is color. It doesn't really matter. It's how you wear it. You can always look good in whatever you're wearing. The bootleg Black Panther, it looks cool, but it looks like he's crying tears. It looks like he's crying. I'm sorry. It looks like he's crying. Oh my God, this is painful. It hurts. Right? Then you go to the woman. Her shit just looks better. Right? Again, curvy. She's got high heels. It's form-fitting. The dude, he just looks like he tried to put together a Black Panther outfit and failed. Right? And because of it, God punished him and shocked the shit out of him with fire lava coming out his eyes. I know it's electrical, but it looks like lava, to be honest with you. It looks like fucking half a volcano. And volcanoes are not cool. Especially when you're close to them. Anyway, this, not bad. I like this. I do. I like the light pattern. I like the little hello up there. I think that's, you know, pretty funny. Even for the female. But again, the female's got curves. It looks better. Right? And then you get into this. I like this. Not gonna lie. And on the dude, it's not too bad either. It's got a little bit of style to it. You know, I get the thing with the socks and the jacket, you know. But that looks a little high for the jacket. Like it's really too high. I think it should come down a little bit more. But it's not bad. I mean, but if you have, you know, shoulder holsters like you have right here, when you want guns, you know, at least let's put the holsters in with guns. Do something like that. That would be cool, right? I'm assuming that's what they're for. I don't know. It could be suspenders that are weird. But why would you wear suspenders like that on the outside? That's just stupid. But then when you go into the what? Not single skins. The, where's it at? Parts. Right? So you're gonna... So you can mix and match some shit up in here and make yourself look a real goofy, right? Like that, I don't think... I think for people who want to do this, it's okay. It's not a big deal. You know, glasses, you put a jacket on, these glasses, llama cap. I think that's funny, you know what I mean? I don't see anything wrong with that either. You know, go shiny suit mode, right? Things like this. Like you can mix and match and look somewhat decent. But it's not enough. There really isn't enough variety here for people. You should definitely have some more variety here. You got to do what I would suggest doing. What the Division 2 did, which is leave even their pass sets. They just leave them in there, you know. And people do purchase what they want to purchase from them. They make some good money off of their cosmetics. Yeah. And I would suggest trying to lower some of these cosmetics down because $1,280 on the currency, and if you want to purchase that, you got to purchase this bundle and this bundle. So it's $20 just for that outfit. Right? I don't think that's a good thing to do this. I know this is another predatory form of model that many companies follow, where you never can buy enough Christogen for the outfit. You have to purchase both packs. This game gives you an option just to put enough money on to purchase that item, but it's still purchasing 2 packs. So it's just it's another predatory form of getting more money. Again, smart business. Don't get it twisted. Smart, but it's still predatory. It is. It's a practice that's already been pointed to several times. Many people have pointed that out about how you have to buy stuff. Wait, this right here? Absolutely not. I don't even care if you can get this thing. All right. These are not worth trying to get. Just not. If you would have sold these separately, I think you would have done... I think you would do way more money selling these things separately. This Light Forge Loot Crate bullshit, this is just bad business. One, this costume isn't even that good looking. The best thing in here is the bike, without a doubt. Even these, the Primordial Flame, friggin'... These... Nobody cares about these. Not that I know of. And this Constellation Light, I heard this is like a one-time use item only or some shit. If you would have sold this, though, for $20, you know how much more money you would have made? You would have way more people buying this than you do now trying to purchase this Loot Crate. Because you may get somebody to put some money into this, but they're literally only going to get this if they only invest like $20. They might get this and a charm. Right? So they get a charm. And it's not cool. Not cool at all. This, your battle pass, this is a good idea. Right? I bought the battle pass right away. Yeah, and finished it. But, yeah. I mean, give people a chance. That's all I'm saying. Give people a chance. That was my little rant about the shop and what I think they should do about the shop. Put in pickup pets. Please put in pickup pets. Make it a buyable item that you can get in the store. It follows you around and it picks up all the loose shit laying around. Not any of the boxes. Not any of the loot crates. Only the stuff that's laying around, like the one ski shoe and the frother and things like that. You know, I know you got like a general area pickup that you utilize, but a pickup pet would be so much easier, so I don't have to keep pushing that button. You know, I only have to push that button when I go to loot a crate. I go to loot a box. Or I have to read something. Other than that, let the pickup pet pick up all this junk. Just make it easier for us. We'll love you for it, trust me. I mean, at least I will. Let's see if I have enough to jump up to level 2 weapons and all. I think I'm done with the level 1 bullshit. No, I'm not, because I need bronze ingots. And bronze ingots. Oh, there he is. What are you doing? Why are you out here sucking your lips? Fucking weirdo. Thing is weird, man. Is that where I want to be? No. 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 Wait. There we go. Hey. Oh, I guess I am up here with that. Yeah, never mind. I got so much I got. Nope, it's not gonna work. Need to build some more. Ugh. Do it here? I don't know. Gonna have to try.
2 so far. I hate this part of the game. Let's separate some stuff. You. There we go. You go down the bottom there. That can stay there. That can stay there. This, and this. This, and this. And that. And that. That's good. Nope. Wait. I'm still in the same one. Never mind. We have an issue. Alright. Goody. Nope. You, and you. Ugh. This is so difficult. Nope. Why is this? They were supposed to fix this. Should be able to stack that irregardless of whether the chef made it or not. But apparently you can't, so I can't really do much about it. I don't have no salt. Really? I ain't got no salt?
Oh, we gotta change that, don't we? Ugh. Definitely gotta change that. I can't not have those salt. That's just crazy. Yeah, excuse me. I think I'm gonna get something to eat. I've been on for 2 hours. I'll be back. I'll definitely be back on, but I gotta get some food in my belly. Drinking a little cup of coffee in the morning is okay, but that can't be the only thing that you mess with. Yeah, she's not even in game no more. You always change your permissions to that, no matter what. Always. Always, always, always. Because here's the problem with those permissions. If you don't change these permissions, right? What you'll have is somebody who can come over to your base and they can go into your deviation cradles and take items out of them. And you don't want anybody to be able to go into your deviation stuff and take your items that you've been waiting for. Alright, enough of that. Let's go back to base. Then what? What you mean I can't teleport? What are you talking about? Of course I can teleport. Don't try that shit with me. Oh, see, is that necessary? You have to bump me like that? No. Freaking jerk. That's what he is. What else did I say I needed to do? Train of thought just went sideways. What you trying to say, game? I ain't fat. Is that your mama? Anyway. Alright, I'm going to grab something to eat, guys. I'll be back probably in about a half, maybe 40 minutes. I want to watch a couple things before I jump back on, though. Kind of get me back in the clear-minded, level-headed, better mood. Much love to everybody who was watching. I appreciate you all. Thank you very much.